Hey guys, welcome back to part 2. Sorry about that. Had a little minor interruption with the neighbor's dogs coming over here. That'll never happen again while I'm doing a video, but weird. Anyway, where was I? I'm sure I could make this job a lot faster if I had some of those ratcheting wrenches. Unfortunately, I only have one. It's a 12mm, and these are 13mm back here. Don't ask me why they're metric, but they are. So, the fun task of turning these about a quarter of a turn each time. So, sorry if this video is not as entertaining as it should be. This should all be worth it though in the end to have power steering in the car, because this car is all front end and pain in the ass to steer. That is the one problem with these things. It's like driving a land yacht. Well, it's not as big as those Buicks and stuff, of course, but compared to like a Honda Civic with no power steering, this thing is a pain. So, good times, good times. Got one more to tighten up, and we can continue. And next we're going to go ahead and do the hose that I was talking about in my previous videos. So, it should be a little bit more entertaining than this. I don't know what videos you guys watch out there on YouTube. I mean, I'm fairly new to the YouTube game, but actually what got me started doing this, there's this guy on YouTube named Tyler, and his channel is, I believe it's WhoSaidTyler, and he does some, great videos about just working on stuff and theory, and a lot of good carburetor videos out there. So, I mean, if you got a chance to check him out, just go ahead and YouTube WhoSaidTyler, all one word, and he'll go ahead and his channel will come on. And he's pretty entertaining too. I mean, I think he's pretty funny. So, check him out. Definitely worth a couple of views for him. He's taught me a lot of stuff already, and on cars I don't even have, but just stuff to remember. So, yeah. And if you ask him any questions, by the way, I've asked him a few technical questions. He'll go ahead and reply back, usually like within the same day or the next day. So, just a nice, reliable source of information. Good to have. Alright, we're getting there. A couple more turns here. We will be snug. Good. Okay. Now, we have our power steering pump mounted. Next thing we need to do is basically connect these power steering hoses, and now, like I mentioned in the last few videos, it requires making that connection. So I'm going to grab my fitting and kind of eyeball how I want to set this thing up. Now, here's our fitting right here. So what we want to do is we got to get this sitting in here. Now if we go straight out, we're going to be sitting on a header. That's not good. If we do a 90 and then come back up and maybe curve it back again, that will probably be the ideal situation. So what I'm going to do here, kind of gauge how far I'm going to need to come out, which is probably right where that tape is. I'm going to come out and come up and see what we can do with that. I'm going to grab my tubing bender, and we'll do a little tubing bending. This here is a tubing bender. You can get it at any local auto parts store. This one's about $10. They're worth their weight. You don't want to sit there and try to hand bend the brake line or a steering line or anything and then kink it, and you gotta go back to the friggin' parts store. Pain in the ass. Been there, done that. Let's go ahead.